After a billion-dollar hailstorm hits an area, your focus should be on running your business, not on insurance claims. We have helped streamline the insurance process for hundreds of roofing contractors across the U.S., and we can do it for yours too. Visit us online at c3adjusters.com and learn how we can help you save time and get claims paid faster.
And good afternoon, everyone. It is noon, and you know what that means. It is time for your daily hail forecast. Let's thank our sponsors, the C3 Group, as well as the Merlin Law Group. Thanks again for sponsoring our videos as always. And before we get started, if you haven't noticed already, it's been a few months, but for those who are just getting into the game, we have a new website. So if you have any questions, if you're having any issues navigating anything on the site or on our app, we are here to help you. We do not bite, I promise. Give us a call, email us, and we will be more than happy to set up a demo with you so that you know how to navigate around our site, and you can hopefully make some money, because money is good, right? So yeah, call us and we can set up a training. So we didn't really see a whole lot yesterday in terms of hail. We do have a 2-star map available for the Colorado Springs area. Other than that, though, everything was pretty rural. Now today it could be a little bit of a different story. It could be a potentially active day for the city of Minneapolis. That will actually be the city that we're focusing on for today. I think once we get into later on this afternoon, we can see storms fire from Fargo down into Minneapolis, into Iowa, and as far south as, or at least for the larger hail, the northern part of Missouri. I do know my states, I promise. But we could also see some up to $half size hail possible from Denver, again, all the way down south to Roswell into the western parts of Texas. And then we also do have a small chance to see some hail in South Carolina. But again, I think the largest hail will be possible up here from Minneapolis down into Iowa. And that is, of course, if storms stay isolated. I do think there's a possibility that there could be a lot of upscale, but it's something that we will be watching for the rest of today, of course. So again, today, Minneapolis is the city that we are going to be watching, I think, the most. The largest hail will reach up to, I think, 2 inches in diameter. Again, if those storms can stay isolated long enough to get into the city, we'll be watching it, of course. Chance of hail will be about 15%, and I think if those storms can get into Minneapolis and can stay strong enough, the chances of a 3-star map are decent. I'm saying about 15% as of right now. So this is the radar for, or one of the models for later on this afternoon, evening. Can see the development will begin later on this afternoon in eastern parts of North Dakota, and will start to spread into Minnesota, and then later on into Iowa as we get into later on this evening. And then, of course, don't forget, I'm not going to forget our friends in Illinois as well as into Missouri. This is another shot of the HRRR model. Again, development will happen later on this afternoon and evening. You can see the storms firing. Some are isolated, some are linear. So again, we're going to be just watching this all carefully. Hopefully the storms stay isolated and don't form into a whole bunch of lines, because lines mean wind and less hail. So that is that. Now for tomorrow, it starts to shift on to the Ohio Valley and into the eastern parts of the country. So I think up to 2-inch hail is possible for areas such as Cincinnati, eastward into Charleston, and into areas such as Washington, D.C. again, possibly can see up to 2-inch hail. And then we do have that cutoff low that's been producing some hail in New Mexico, for example, and this will be the area that we'll be watching tomorrow for that cutoff low. So that is for tomorrow, and this is the NAM model of what we're thinking is going to be happening tomorrow afternoon. We will have some morning convection in the Ohio Valley that will be moving on to the east, and then some redevelopment will be happening in those same areas, as well as some new development in Virginia and into North Carolina. So hopefully the stuff here will not mess up the atmosphere too much, but yes, we could see up to 2-inch hail in this region tomorrow. So what's going on in the next 5 days? Let's talk about this. Again, let's thank our sponsors, the See-Through Group, as well as the Merlin Law Group. So let's take a look at the next 5 days, and let me get Saturday up here for you as well. So today, again, Minneapolis is one of the cities that we're going to be watching. I think a 3-star, 15% chance for a 3-star is very likely, and the hail will be up to about 2 inches. And since Minneapolis is involved, as well as some others like St. Louis possibly can get some smaller hail if the storms stay isolated long enough. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to happen, but hey, Mother Nature loves to throw us curveballs. I think we all know that by now. Now tomorrow, that system will continue on to move on to the east. 10% chance for a 3-star tomorrow, 2-inch diameter for the largest hail. And since there are some larger cities again in the risk area, the population set at high. And then as we get into Thursday, there'll be some areas I'll show you in just a second that there'll still be some severe hail possible, but I think the chances of a 3-star are a little bit lower. Golf ball size hail, though, is still possible. And then Friday and Saturday, as of right now, are a little bit unknown, and I'll show you at least what's going on in terms of the long range in the upper levels. And I know there's some inconsistency. So right now, I'm not forecasting anything for Friday or Saturday. So here is the look-ahead map for tomorrow. You can see, again, we do have those 2 areas that we'll be watching. And then on Thursday, with that cutoff low, that chance of hail will be in southern Texas. So Houston could see some hail on Thursday. And then there's another system that will be making its way on in from the Pacific that could bring some, at least I'm thinking $half size hail from Billings down into parts of Idaho and northern Utah. So stay tuned. So this is the upper levels here. This is the cutoff low I was talking about that's going to be bringing some hail chances later on this afternoon and evening in New Mexico and western Texas. And then there's this little disturbance that's going to be causing those hail chances from Minnesota southward into Iowa. And then as we get into the next few days, you can see that system moves off. That cutoff low continues to move on to the east. And as of right now, we're not really sure what Friday and Saturday is going to bring. There's some inconsistencies, but if anything is going to happen, it'll probably be in the Tennessee Valley. But we have to see what happens in terms of what this cutoff system does. But then as we get into Thursday and Friday, again, here's this next system that's going to be making its way on into the northern parts of the country. So that's something else that we got to watch as we get into Friday and Saturday as well. So that is all that I have for you today. If you haven't already, make sure you set us first on our Facebook page. All you need to do is go to our Facebook page, click on the follow button, and then select See First, and hopefully you will not miss any of the exciting action that happens here at the Hail Palace. And as always, if you have any questions, make sure you contact us at 855-334-4245. You can email us at info@hailtrace.com. Check out our Instagram page. We try to do some storm stuff and chasing, and just, follow us on Instagram. We've been trying to do more of that more recently. So that is all I have for you today. I'm meteorologist Heather Kane. I hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday.